The other day I had a conversation with a young man. He had been in church every day, twice a day while he was at boarding school, and we were talking about whether God was real and really interested in everyday life. And I found myself wanting to tell him how God helps us with the things that concern us. And then I remembered this contact lens story. I wear lenses, and one night, on Friday night, I was carrying our young son, 3-year-old, up from where we lived into the main house on the estate where we lived, where we were having a sort of community family meeting. It was pouring with rain. It was a wild night, and he was being very uncooperative, and in the process he knocked my contact lens out of my eye. I was mad. I was so blazing that he'd done that, although he was just a kid. And I got up to this meeting in a grumpy frame of mind. Somebody said to me, "What's up with you?" And I said, "I'm just so mad. Ben's knocked this lens out of my eye, Charles is away, I can't see, I can't drive now. It's hopeless." And the person I was talking to said, "Well, we can pray." And I can remember thinking, get lost. Pray. I don't want to pray. I just want to find my contact lens. But they did pray. And they asked that God would show us where this lens was. And I am thinking, you're mad. You're absolutely crazy, you lot. I wasn't speaking it out, but inside I was thinking, however are you going to find a contact lens on a night like this? But they were persistent, if nothing else. So they got a car out, they turned the headlights on, and they drove from the main house down to where we lived with a beam and other people sort of searching the tarmac. And I'm thinking, oh, just go. Just go. Let me get home. Let me ring Charles. He was in Cornwall. My optician was in Cornwall, and I thought he can order me another lens. And so I wasn't very receptive to the fact that God wanted to help me, or could help me in that situation. Anyway, I went to bed having phoned Charles, and I thought, well, my lens will be on the way, and in the meantime I'm just going to have to do things at home. I went for a walk the next morning with the kids, and when we came back and came into our house, on the table was a note, a matchbox, and I opened it up, and sitting on a little wodger cotton wool was a contact lens, my contact lens, and a note saying, "Praise the Lord, love Marigold." So I'm on the phone ringing my friend up, and I said, how did you find it? And she said, well, I prayed and I said, God, show me where that contact lens is. She was also a contact lens wearer, and she knew how handicapped I was without it. And she said, I heard God say, go and look by the dog dirt. So she walked down the drive, and in the daylight it was evident there was an enormous blob of dog shit, sort of on the drive. And because of that, nobody had walked anywhere near it, because obviously with a fragile contact lens, it's going to be broken if anybody goes over it. But everybody had avoided this spot because of this enormous poop. So she had walked down to this dog muck, and in the rain, and a little rainy puddle beside the dog dirt, was this contact lens floating. She picked it up, washed it, put it in a matchbox, and brought it back to my house. And I just want to say, that's the kind of God who is concerned with the things that concern us.